The Bengals needed a win. The Bengals got a win. Hi again, everyone, and welcome in to Cincinnati Bengals Talk. I'm James Rapien here at Huntington Bank Field, where the Bengals beat the Browns 21-14, improved to 3-4 on the season. And no, it wasn't the prettiest game in the world. There's no doubt about that. There were plenty of ups and downs, and there was a lot of ugliness. There's no doubt. But much like last week, a win is a win is a win, and Joe Burrow echoed those statements. We posted Joe Burrow and what he had to say, but I think, so make sure you check that out. But I think one of the most important things he did say was, I would rather win this way than lose when we're scoring 30-plus points. And so he's right. And do they have things to clean up? Absolutely. But this Bengals team somehow found a way to win against the Browns team. Let's be honest, it's a bad football team right now. But on the road, tough matchup, a place they haven't won since 2017, and they're up 21-6 through most of it. The Browns scored garbage time touchdown, make it 21-14. It looks much closer, but this is the kind of game I expected. I expected it to be ugly. I expected it to be rough. I thought that there would be some back and forth ugliness because you're playing in the AFC North, because you're dealing with a team that has Myles Garrett and has a good pass rush and has multiple defensive tackles that have made life hard on Joe Burrow over the years. And that's what we saw today. But what we also saw is a defense step up and keep Nick Chubb in check, only 22 yards rushing, 2 yards per carry, keep an offense that looked and showed some little signs at times of being able to move the ball, but it wasn't enough. And it wasn't enough because this defense made plays. Sam Hubbard with his first career interception. You have Geno Stone with his first interception in a Bengals uniform. And I'll have injury updates on Geno Stone and Orlando Brown Jr. in just a few minutes. But overall, this is what these AFC North games are. And could the Bengals have gotten to at least 24 yet? Evan McPherson missing a field goal? Sure. Could they have scored more than that had they shown up on offense in the first half? Absolutely. 0 for 6 on third down in the first half, and then they come out in the second half. And that's when they really established themselves. They scored touchdowns on 2 of their first 3 possessions and really got going. Meanwhile, this defense was in sync all day long. I thought they were flying around. I thought they were making tackles, making big plays. They sacked the trio of Browns quarterbacks, Deshaun Watson, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, and Jameis Winston 4 times. They had 10 quarterback hits. The last I looked, I haven't checked. I haven't even had time to check to see, but at least 10 quarterback hits. It might be higher than that. And so they made plays. And that's what we need to see from this defense, whether it's a Sheldon Rankins getting a sack, his first sack as a Bengal, Geno Stone, guys that you were expecting to make plays coming into the year made plays today. Sam Hubbard continues to look better and better as he gets healthier, and clearly he's got something left in the tank. Oh, and by the way, Trey Hendrickson is an absolute game wrecker. I mean, huge third down. He's going against Jedrick Wills, just bends around the edge, gets around Wills, and brings down Deshaun Watson for a sack. He finished with 2 sacks. This team is starting to come together. Now, it's not perfect. It's far from it. I thought Joe Burrow was off on a few of his passes today. I thought this offensive line, losing Orlando Brown Jr., obviously that was a concern, but I thought the offensive line did well, held up well enough. And what's really interesting, and Joe Burrow said this, is just how talented this Browns team is and how they match up with the Bengals. They can guard, they can cover, they have a good secondary. And so for Jamar Chase and T. Higgins to make plays when they needed it, the go ball to Jamar Chase because he's being pressed and he's able to, boom, grab it, 18-yard touchdown to give the Bengals, at that time, was a 14-6 lead. T. Higgins breaking tackles. It's been a theme, and he continues to do it. 4 catches, 82 yards, and a touchdown. And the 25-yard touchdown, he catches it, felt the guy coming down, and I forget which safety it was, coming down on him. It was a safety or corner, defensive back. And he thought that the Browns player thought he was just going to blow T up. And T is able to maneuver enough, break that tackle, boom, score a touchdown. I talked to him afterwards. He said, that's what I do. And that's what he's been doing since coming back from that hamstring injury after he missed a couple games to start the year. So T. Higgins playing well. Jamar Chase made some big plays when they needed it. And how do I go 5 minutes in without mentioning Charlie Jones? I talked all week about a hot start, and the Bengals got the hot start, not from the offense, but from the defense and from special teams with Charlie Jones, with Chuck Sizzle. Huge play from Charlie Jones. A 100-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. It's the first kickoff return for a touchdown that the Bengals have had since 2020. And man, oh man, was it huge. Brandon Wilson had that one, by the way. It was a 103-yarder in 2020. This was a 100-yarder, and it gave the Bengals a 7-0 lead before Joe Burrow had to take the field, before their defense took the field. And it gave them a little momentum, which they needed, because the offense was slow moving in that first half. And this would have been a much different game had Charlie Jones not done that. We have injury updates to get to. We will do that coming up next. Today's show is brought to you by BetUS. Make sure that you get the BetUS today and use promo code YouTube150. That's right, code YouTube150, and you will get a 150% bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000 right now. All you have to do is go to BetUS.com, use that code YouTube150. You can wager on the Bengals, too. Who knows? Maybe win the AFC North. They just picked up their first AFC North win. You could do that. You could look ahead to next week's game against the Eagles if you wanted to. You could look ahead beyond that, all with BetUS, props, odds, parlays, anything you're looking for this NFL season. It's why you got to get there now and take advantage of this offer. Again, using promo code YouTube150 for a 150% bonus on your first deposit at BetUS.com. Let's get to some injury updates, some other thoughts, because, again, Charlie Jones, huge play for him and huge play for this team. A huge man for this team and someone that was playing his best ball, certainly as a Bengal, maybe the best ball of his career, Orlando Brown Jr. He's dealing with a calf issue. And I know it was listed as a knee. Thank goodness it's not his knee. He's dealing with a calf issue. He's going to have to undergo an MRI. But Orlando Brown Jr., it was on the sideline, returned to the sideline after leaving in the second quarter, walked off the field. Initially, they said it was his knee, and I think they thought it was his knee. And then they do some more digging, essentially, and analyze it more. And he's dealing with a calf issue, expecting more news on him on Monday. But obviously it would be a huge loss if you can't have Orlando Brown Jr. at left tackle. He's been playing at such a high level. So we'll see if he's able to play next week, if he's able to stay on the field, hopefully. Because, like I said, he's having one heck of a year for the Cincinnati Bengals. And then Geno Stone, it looked really bad, but he said, quote, "I'm good," in the locker room. I talked to him. He said, yeah, I wanted to walk off the field. They wanted to be all precautionary, and it looked scary. He collided with Von Bell late in the fourth quarter, but the Bengals safety appears to be good, was walking with a limp in the locker room, but chatted with me for a few minutes, not on camera, but chatted with me for a few minutes. So I do think thumbs up overall. It doesn't mean he won't miss some time. Same with Orlando. They may miss time. I don't know that yet. I'm not sure the Bengals know that yet. But it does seem like when injuries – and as far as injuries are concerned, it is on the positive side. Outside of that, like I said, you find a way to win these games, and that's all you can ask for in the AFC North. And we knew it was going to be ugly. They haven't won here since 2017. It's always ugly up here. Last time Joe Burrow was here, it was 24-3 Browns. The time before that, it was 41-16 Browns. This, as ugly as it was, has got to feel much better. It certainly does for the Bengals. Joe was 0-3 on this field. The Bengals 0-5 in the Zach Taylor era on this field. Not anymore. A big win for the Cincinnati Bengals. They're 3-4 on the year, 1-1 in the AFC North, and they've won back-to-back games for the first time this season. Today's video was brought to you by BetUS. Again, go to BetUS.com. Use code YouTube150 to get that 150% bonus. And for Andrew Fox-Miller, I'm James Rapien. Make sure you check out our other videos now. Joe Burrow, Zach Taylor, Bengals reacting to this win. And until next time, thank you so much for watching Cincinnati Bengals Talk.